Hi, I am Siti Nohaida binti Hamidun. I will explain what is Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). It is the sustainable development concept that is emergence of green buildings as a new technological field of the built environment. It will implemented in several developed and developing countries. Green buildings designed to reduce the impact of climate change, conserve natural resources, and also provide a better life quality.
There are so many lessons that we can learn from the article Evolution to Emergence of Green Buildings. Through various stages of design, construction, operation, maintenance, and demolition, green buildings are intended to lessen their effect on climate change and conserve natural resources. According to the World Green Building Council's WGBC annual report for 2015 to 2016, the world's population was 7.4 billion in 2016, and buildings were responsible for 30% of carbon dioxide emissions. Nevertheless, by 2030, there will be 8.5 billion people on the planet, 90% of whom will live in developing nations. Thus, this will have a significant impact on the world and the natural resources that are available. According to the data provided by the United Nations Environment Programme (UNEP), 30 to 40% of the world energy consumption and 30 to 40% of greenhouse gas emission are a result of the global unit environment. In addition, 20% of the world's water and 3 billion tons of raw materials are used annually. Green building, on the other hand, have the potential to drastically cut waste production by 70%, carbon dioxide emissions by 35%, water use by 40%, and energy use by 30 to 50%. We can now see how crucial green building is to responding to the problems posed by climate change and global warming while preventing the degradation of natural resources.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Fitra binti Leman, and for the next part of presentation, I will be explaining about the importance of the green building. So, firstly, it doesn't lead to the depletion of the environmental resources, and it did not harming both of the environment and also the humans. Next, it also reduced operating costs by increasing productivity and also using less energy and water. It also enhances indoor air quality and leads to the better public and occupant health. And lastly, it reduces effects on the environment, so such as lessening the heating effect and also storm water runoff.
Next, the consequences towards environment. The construction and building derive carbon emissions that may harm our health. There are four major sources of them: building materials, transporting building materials, equipment energy consumption, disposal of construction debris. It is considered critical, especially in the operation stage of the life cycle due to usage of energy that is used by the buildings. The solutions: Malaysia has begun cutting carbon emissions by implementing many policies and plans. The plan is to lower the country's total carbon emissions. It will be it will be expected to reduce by 40% in 2020 and in 2023 reduce by 45% compared to 2005 levels.
Next, we move to the consequences to an organization. The green building may affect the organizational environment as it provides the effect of uncontrollable air temperature. Due to the eco-friendly buildings that utilize the sun to generate power, the air is run on heat and controlled from one central point. The green buildings that are not designed with a ventilation system are not suitable for hot areas that may cause wrong air circulation. The uncomfortable environment may affect the organizational performance due to the workers that are might not comfortable with the workplace. Hence, this situation might be seen as threatening the initial goal of green buildings due to the difficulty of controlling the indoor air temperature. There are several solutions to enhance the green building acceptance in organizational buildings, which are by choosing the right location for the building to provide the right airflow and not being exposed directly to the sun heat, which may provide a better and more comfortable environment in the organization. Next, we move to the consequences towards society. The green buildings may affect society's life as it consumes a larger time to build. The time consumption on green buildings that incur around 3 years and above may affect giving dissatisfaction towards green buildings and confuse society's perception towards green buildings. Due to the time to build being longer than other construction, society might feel uncomfortable due to the construction that may disturb their daily life in terms of the road blocking due to the trucks used to bring the construction materials and big machinery used in the construction. Also, the construction areas normally produce dust and contamination that may decrease society's health level. As a solution, the green construction needs to be well planned as it needs to make sure the time consuming to build the building is not too long and the materials are also ready to use due to the green building materials are not readily stocked. Thus, it may avoid an unsatisfied society and harm their health due to the longer time building.
So next, I will explain the consequences of the issues to the economics. Okay, first, green building will give a huge impact towards economy as it will incur a high cost to build it. And even though the cost of green construction has decreased over the years, it's still generally more expensive than the cost of building for an ordinary building. Besides, the cost also depends on the green features and materials used for the construction, and the payback can be relatively short or quite long. Apart from the cost for the construction, it also consumes cost to have a building certified green through programs such as Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design (LEED). Next, apart from the materials needed to build the green building, it also required expertise in the area if we want to build a truly eco-friendly house or commercial structure, because not every builder knows what quality green construction entails. Hence, hiring the expert also will incur a high cost. So for the solutions, there are ways can be taken to reduce the cost, and one of it is to find a cheaper, simpler, and more effective designs. And apart from that, we also can reduce costs by using recycled industrial material and use water recycling systems that can reduce construction costs.
So next, here are the ways to improve energy efficiency in a green building. So firstly, adjusting lighting and heating, ventilation, and aircon HVAC setting based on the season, the time of the day, or the presence of a people. Next, installing a sensors to control the heating mechanism and also adding an insulation around the water heating system. Clean the debris of flat roofs to decrease the standing water and prevent degradation. Instead of replacing siding and windows with the mildew or mold deposit, use a non-toxic cleaning products to remove it.
Okay, now we have reached the conclusion. Last but not least, to conclude all this, we know that green building can give so much benefits in contributing to the sustainable development. Green building plays a vital role in the infrastructure development that focusing on the sustainable management. It is important to reduce resource degradation, impacts on climate, and the emissions that associated with buildings. Although there are many challenges to build and to preserve the green building, and it also took quite a long time to really see the results and the outcomes of the green buildings, it will give so many benefits. Besides, there are also consequences that came with building the green building, especially for the environment, organization, society, and the economics. Despite that, there are also solutions to overcome the consequences. So that is all from my team and I. Thank you.